Next, we got to look at some new Star Wars helmets.
Yeah, so Rogue One star Donnie Yen tweeted out or put on Instagram these new helmets. We haven't seen a whole lot from Rogue One. Let's take a look here. In the middle, we've got the good old Stormy, and then over here we've got a mysterious one that's like kind of looks like something out of Rebel, or was it the Commando? What am I saying? You know the one.
Yeah.
Clone Commandos. Halo of Star Wars. And then of course there's this one over here which I like a lot. I like that beige, that's super 70s looking, which fits really well between between the.
It kind of reminds me of the Leia hat that she wore in Jabba's palace. Keep in mind too, this photo was pulled off Instagram within seconds.
Yep.
Like, so they got deleted real fast.
He got scolded.
Oh yeah.
But it got me thinking. You know, there's a lot of helmets in Star Wars. What about hats? There's some weird hats in Star Wars too.
Yes, there are.
So, and a lot of them, yeah, they suck. The hats in Star Wars are.
Be blunt. I think that's a cool one.
They're bogus. That's a hood and a helmet.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. So I want to go over
Tauntaun outerwear.
Some sucky Star Wars hats.
All right,
Number 10, Log Ray, Ewok Medicine Man. Your hat is part of a dead bird. Also, somebody got this autographed by the guy who played him. You can't see it, but the guy autographed it and then it wrote in parentheses below that, Log Ray. I don't know if Pat Blue signed it, but he's chilling there.
I didn't even know Log Ray's name. These things are cannibals.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys you're not gonna know. He's just got like it's just messed up to have a dead bird on your head. It's awful.
Real gross.
Boss Nass. Yeah, it's just.
Why are you gonna show this? I don't even want to think about this guy.
Hey, let me put a nice thought in your head.
That he looks like me?
No. Yeah, well, oh yeah, look at that. What if Boss Nass was a practical effect?
That would have been great.
That would have been really cool. It would have been so nice, but he wasn't. So anyway, his hat sucks. Moving on. Nyan.
That's his head.
That's not his head. His head happens to look like his hat.
It looks like he's wearing 3 hats over a regular head.
You know how weird it looks when somebody wears like a flesh-colored shirt or like a tan that's too close to, and you're like, whoa, are you topless? No, you're wearing a weird shirt.
You know how weird it looks when it looks like a guy's wearing someone else's skin? Because that's Ninum's entire operation.
Well, he's not making it any better by wearing this weird monk's cap. So Nyan, I love you, but your hat sucks. Next up, Dengar, one of my favorite Star Wars characters, but his hat is the worst. He looks like a mummy with a toothache who's like... What did you do? Like, what did you do? I know what he did. I know his backstory. I know his whole expanded universe thing. Yeah. But he looks like he showed up real late and they didn't have time to get him in costume. They're like, they're already filming. Just waddle out there and look disgruntled. Watto. We talk about Watto a lot.
That's a flying saucer that landed on his head. It's not a hat.
That's not what that is. The big change that happened to him in episode 2 is that he grew a little, really gross beard.
Yeah.
And he got this dumb lopsided space fedora.
And is that you?
It's terrible.
I have to wear a thing on top of my head.
You wanna buy? No, it's a chance cube. But don't work on me. I play tabletop down at the Crimson Dragon. He said,
not all Toydarians.
Anyway. Lobot, get off your Bluetooth.
That's not a hat.
It's close enough.
No, those are Beats by Dre.
It's an imp. All right, fair enough. I like Lobot. I think he's a wonderfully weird character. He's one of the few like clear cyborgs in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it looks dumb. It looks like when guys are like, what if he's just balding under there and he's got like a Picard thing going on?
He's
got
balding
that,
everywhere. Why would he hide that one part?
He just doesn't want to shave it, so he just hides it. Anyway. All of the Nemoidians.
Oh, these guys, super racist,
Newt
by the way.
Gunray, Rune Haco, Lot Dodd, they all have the dumbest hats. They're just the worst. They look like weird, messed up lamps or furniture or something.
No, they're like,
not a fan of those hats.
They're 80s popes.
All right, then we've got this kind of a deep cut, not Lewinsky Papanoidia. Papanoidia?
That's George Lucas?
That is George Lucas. That is his weird cameo character. He and his daughter both appeared in Revenge of the Sith. I kind of took some liberties here. This is my new wallpaper, by the way. He's all peeking out. He looks like a kind of dance R&B singer in like 1989. Yeah, not a fan of that hat though, it sucks. Not as bad as this one though. Look at these Imperial dignitaries. You see these guys in the background of Return of the Jedi and they're all hanging out with Palpatine. Oh, the Palpatine's like,
oh, you guys have to go. Vader's here. He's got this. I'm sorry. Like, I know we're gonna hang out and just and kick it in our dumb hats and weird old robes, but you guys gotta bounce. And they're all just like.
The one on the far left looks like he's like the iPhone 4S, and everyone else is on the 6 Plus. Also, like, they didn't give him the new hat.
That hat is so. I can understand why they took that hat out of the film. Anyway.
Yep.
Finally, the #1 worst hat in Star Wars. Kind of a technicality here because it isn't really in Star Wars because they deleted the scene. It's Luke's bucket hat. It sucks.
Yeah, fisherman dad over here.
He looks like it's like, oh, Luke Skywalker, more like Luke concert goer. Like, what are you gonna go see fish in that? Are you the lead singer of Wheatus? You guys remember Wheatus? Anyway, yeah, that hat sucks. I'm sorry, like I like Luke's design, but that bucket hat thing that was totally going on in like 1997.
But Max, the most exciting thing about the new Star Wars movies is that there's going to be tons of new terrible hats.
I'm so excited about it.
Really excited for that.
Ruining those hats.
That's right.